Namaste friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, are you looking to create something truly special for Valentine's Day? So today I will guide you through making these elegant pearl heart earrings that capture both romance and sophistication. I have already made these gorgeous pearl heart earrings in 3 colorways. This is in this gorgeous amethyst color, one more in this gorgeous teal green color, and the other one in this classic white pearl color. And in today's video, we are going to make these gorgeous pearl heart earrings in fuchsia color. So let us see what all material do we need to make our gorgeous pearl heart earrings in fuchsia color. Friends, for making our pearl heart earring in fuchsia color, we are going to use 6 mm, 4 mm and 3 mm pearls all in the same color. Here I am using these in pink color. Then I'm using these 4 mm bicones in fuchsia color. Here this earring would be a reversible earring, so I'm making this in dual tone. So I'm using two tones of 11 O's and 15 O's. Here this is in magenta color. These are Muki Duracoat Galvanized Magenta 11 O's and these are Muki Duracoat Galvanized Magenta 15 O's. Then both these are in silver color. These are Muki Duracoat Galvanized Silver 11 O's and these are Muki Duracoat Galvanized Silver 15 O's. Here I'll be using these oval shaped beads in light pink color. You can use drop beads, as I have already used drop beads in my other colorways, like you can see this here. Here I'm using these lever back ear hooks. I'll be working with Muki thread and size 12 beading needle. So let's get started. Friends, before starting the earring, I would like to tell you the most interesting thing about this earring. This earring is a reversible earring. Here on this side you can see the silver color is the most dominant color, and on the back side this magenta or the pink color is the dominant. And again, if you see this white color here, this champagne is dominating, and at the back the white is dominating. So you can wear this either ways, and this is the reason why I'm using these ear hooks, the lever back ear hooks. They can also be used from both the ways. So you can see the earrings, and again this one, the amethyst. Here this purple or the amethyst color is dominating, and here the silver is dominating. So this is our reversible pearl heart earring. So let us start making our earring. So friends, we will start making our pearl heart earring by picking up this set of these 6 beads. Here I have picked up 6 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicone, 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicone and 3 mm pearl. And now I'm bringing these down, all these 6 beads, towards the end of my thread. And I'm going to tie a double knot like this. And now after tying this knot, I'm going to pass through all these 6 beads, pulling in the tail to secure my knot. Through all these beads. And into this 3 mm pearl like this. Now as I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 5 beads, 6 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicone, 3 mm pearl and 4 mm bicone, and I'm going to pass through this 3 mm pearl. So now I have 6 beads altogether. Passing through the 3 mm pearl, and this is my next pearl component. Stepping up into the 6 mm pearl, and into the 3 mm pearl, like this. And now picking up the set of these 3 beads, one 4 mm bicone, 3 mm pearl and 4 mm bicone, and into the 3 mm pearl, like this, into the 4 mm bicone, and into this 3 mm pearl, like this. And now picking up the set of these 3 beads, 4 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicone, back into this 3 mm pearl, like this, up through the 4 mm pearl, and into the 3 mm pearl. Just keep your thread nice and tight here. And now as I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 3 beads, 4 mm bicone, 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm pearl, back into the 3 mm pearl, like this. Now here I have added 3 4 mm pearls here, the components with 3 4 mm pearls into the 4 mm bicone, into the 3 mm pearl, and here as I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, after adding the components with 3 4 mm pearls, now I have picked up the set of these 5 beads, 3 3 mm pearls, 1 4 mm bicone and 1 3 mm pearl into the 3 mm pearl through which I am exiting right now. And now into this 3 mm pearl, and into the next 3 mm pearl. So here you can see this will be the bottom tip of our heart shape. And now as I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 3 beads, one 4 mm bicone, one 3 mm pearl and 4 mm pearl, and back into this 3 mm pearl, like this. So on the other side I have added the first component with 4 mm pearl, now into the 4 mm bicone, into the 3 mm pearl, like this. And now picking up the set of these 3 beads, 4 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl and 4 mm bicone, and back into the 3 mm pearl. So this is my second component with 4 mm pearl, into this 4 mm pearl and into the 3 mm pearl. Now I'm going to add the third component with 3 mm pearl. So I'm picking up a set of these 3 beads, 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl and 4 mm pearl, and into the 3 mm pearl like this. So here I have added my components, 3 components with 4 mm pearls, and now into the 4 mm bicon and into this 3 mm pearl. And here, after adding 3 components with 4 mm pearl, we are going to add the components with 6 mm pearls. So here, as I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 5 beads, 6 mm pearl, 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl and 4 mm bicon, and back into this 3 mm pearl. So now I have these 6 beads like this, up through the 6 mm pearl, into the 3 mm pearl, and now I'm going to add the second component with 6 mm pearls. So here, after exiting through this 3 mm, I'm going to pick up the set of these 5 beads in this order: 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl and 6 mm pearl, and up through this 3 mm pearl like this. Now here you can see we have created the space, and now we are going to join these 2 ends of our heart shape. But before doing this, let us just cut the tail off. And now we will be joining these 2 ends. So here, as I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm moving up into the 4 mm bicon, the 3 mm pearl, into the 4 mm bicon and into the 3 mm pearl like this. And now, after exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm picking up one 15 silver, one 3 mm pearl and one 15 silver. So I have picked up the set of these 3 beads, 15 silver, 3 mm pearl and 15 silver. And here I'm going to pass through the 3 mm pearl on the other side. This 3 mm pearl on the top of this 6 mm pearl like this. And here you can see the shape. And now into the 4 mm bicon, the 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, the 3 mm pearl, into this 6 mm pearl like this. And now after exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm picking up one 11 silver into the 3 mm pearl that we have added here with the 15 O's. Again picking up one 11 silver and into the 6 mm pearl like this. We have joined the 2 ends, and now as I'm exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm picking up one 15 silver into the 6 pearl. Now picking up one 11 magenta into the 4 pearl. Again picking up one 11 magenta into the 4 pearl. Picking up one 11 magenta into the 4 pearl. So here we are adding these 11 O's in the inner heart shape of our earring. And now after exiting through this 4 pearl, I'm picking up one 11 magenta and I'm skipping this 3 pearl and into the next 4 pearl like this. Again picking up one 11 magenta into the 4 pearl. Again one 11 magenta into the next 4 pearl. Again picking up one 11 magenta into the 6 pearl, and here as I'm exiting through the 6 pearl, I'm picking up one 15 silver and into the 6 pearl like this. And now after exiting through the 6 pearl, I'm picking up one 11 magenta into the 3 pearl like this. Again picking up one 11 magenta into the 6 pearl. Picking up one 15 magenta into the 6 pearl like this. And here now after adding these 15 O's and 11 O's right now as I'm exiting through this 6 pearl. So here you can see I have added two 11 O's. Previously I added one 11 O silver, then on the top of it I added 11 O magenta. Again here the same thing I have done. Here 11 O magenta on the top of 11 O silver and 15 O magenta on the top of 15 O silver. So this will be the side where our pink will dominate. So here I'm going to add 15 O's and 11 O's in magenta color. So as I'm exiting through this 6 pearl, I'm going to pick up 4 15 O magenta, 1 11 O silver and 4 15 O magenta. So here I have picked up the set of these 9 beads, 4 15 O magenta, 1 11 O silver and 4 15 O magenta back into the 6 pearl like this. Into the 11 O magenta and the next 4 pearl. So round the 6 pearl we are going to add 9 beads, and now as I'm exiting through this 4 pearl I'm going to pick up 2 15 O magenta, 1 11 O silver and 2 15 O magenta. So for the 4 pearl I have picked up 5 beads. Back into this 4 pearl, 11 O magenta and the next 4 pearl like this. Now again as I'm exiting through this 4 pearl, I'm going to add the set of 5 beads, 2 15 O magenta, 1 11 O silver and 2 15 O magenta into the 4 mm pearl, 11 and the 4 mm pearl, like this. Again, the same set of 5 beads, 2 15 magenta, 1 11 silver, and 2 15 magenta into this 4 mm pearl. And now, after adding the 11 and 15 round these 4 pearls, now I'm going to move down into this 3 mm pearl, the bottom tip, and here again I'm going to add the same set of 5 beads, 2 15 magenta, 1 11 silver, and 2 15 magenta back into the 3 mm pearl, like this, up through the 4 mm pearl, like this. So here you can see we have added these 15 and 11 round these pearls, and now the same set of 5 beads will be added to 1 2 3, these 3 4 mm pearls. So I'll be adding these 15 and 11 to these 3 4 mm pearls and come back. So here I'm adding the beads to this last 4 mm pearl, and after this I have stepped up into the 11 magenta and into the 6 mm pearl, and now to these two 6 mm pearls I'll be adding the set of these 9 beads. So I'm picking up 4 15 magenta, 1 11 silver, and 4 15 magenta, the set of these 9 beads back into the 6 mm pearl, and here after exiting through the 6 mm pearl I'm going to pick up 1 15 magenta before passing through the 6 mm pearl. So I'm just picking up 15 magenta. I'm going to add this on the top of this 15 silver, as we have done on the other side. So here we did this, and again here we have added 15 on the top of 15 silver. And now as I'm exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of same 9 beads, 4 15 magenta, 1 11 silver, and 4 15 magenta. So this is the set of 9 beads, and I'm going to pass through the 6 mm pearl like this. Now after exiting through the 6 mm pearl into this 11 magenta that we have added in between the 6 mm pearl and the 3 mm pearl, just above the 11 silver. And now I'm picking up 1 15 silver, 1 11 magenta, and 1 15 silver, and into this next 11 magenta, like this, into the 6 mm pearl, and I'll be adding the set of same 9 beads around this 6 mm pearl. So again I'm picking up the set of these 9 beads, 4 15 magenta, 1 11 silver, and 4 15 magenta, and into the 6 mm pearl like this. So you can see we have added these 15 magenta on this side, and now as I'm exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm going to move back into the back side here, and now I'm going to add 15 of silver, the set of 15 of silver in the same way on the back side. So as I'm exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm going to pick up the set of these 9 beads. I have reversed the colors now. 15 of silver, 11 of magenta, and 15 of silver. On the back side, we have added 15 of magenta, 11 of silver, and 15 of magenta. And now I have reversed the colors. I have used 15 O's in silver color, 11 of magenta, and 15 of silver. And now back into the 6 mm pearl like this, into the 15 of silver, and the next 6 mm pearl. I'm going to add the same set around this 6 mm pearl. So I'm picking up the same set, 415 of silver, 111 of magenta, and 415 of silver, and into the 6 mm pearl like this, into this 11 of silver, and into the 4 mm pearl. And now I'm going to add 5 beads in the same color tone. So I have picked up 215 of silver, 111 of magenta, and 215 of silver, and into the 4 mm pearl, 11 of silver, 11 of magenta, and into the next 4 mm pearl. So I'm going to add the same set of 5 beads around these two 4 mm pearls and come back. So here you can see I have added the set of these 15 O's and 11 O's round these two 4 mm pearls, and right now I'm exiting through this 4 mm pearl and into the 3 mm pearl. Now moving down through the 3 mm pearl, and now the same set will be added around this 3 mm pearl. So I'm picking up 215 of silver, 111 of magenta, and 215 of silver into this 3 mm pearl, up through this 4 mm pearl, and now the same set will be added to these three 4 mm pearls. So I'm going to add the set of these 5 beads around these 4 mm pearls and come back. So here you can see I have added these beads around these 4 mm pearls, and right now I'm exiting through this 4 mm pearl. So stepping up into the 11 of magenta and into the 6 mm pearl, and now I'm going to add the set of these 9 beads, 415 of silver, 111 of magenta, and 415 of silver round these two 6 mm pearls as I have done here. So I'm going to pick up. So here is the set of these 9 beads, and now into the 6 mm pearl, the 15 of silver, and the next 6 mm pearl like this, and now the same set will be added around this 6 mm pearl. So here is the same set of 9 beads, into the 6 pearl, into the 11 silver, and now I'm just bringing the set of these 3 beads in front here that we have added around this 3 pearl, this one, and after exiting through this 11 silver, now after exiting through this 11 silver, I'm picking up 115 silver and into this 11 magenta, like this. Again picking up 115 silver and into this 11 silver, like this. So you can see the look at the bottom of this 3 pearl, and after exiting through this 11 silver into the 6 pearl, and now after exiting through this 6 pearl, here I'm stepping up into these 5 silver, into the 11 magenta, like this. And now I'm picking up 215 silver into the 3 pearl, picking up 215 silver into this 11 magenta, stepping up into these 215 silver, into the 3 pearl, the 4 bicon, picking up 111 silver into the 4 bicon and the 3 pearl, like this. Now again picking up 215 silver into the 11 magenta, picking up 215 silver into the 3 pearl and the next 4 bicon, like this. Now picking up 215 magenta into the 4 bicon, 215 silver into this 11 magenta, again 215 silver into the 4 bicon, like this. Now picking up 215 magenta into the 4 bicon, 215 silver into this 11 magenta, 215 silver into the 4 bicon, like this. Again picking up 215 magenta into the 4 bicon. Now I'm going to add 15 silver on the top as I have done to last two 4 pearls. Picking up 215 of silver, back into the 4 mm bicon, like this. And here, as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicon, I'm picking up one 11 magenta and into this 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicon, like this. Now, as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicon, this is the tip over here. So now after exiting through this 4 mm bicon, I'm picking up the set of these 5 beads, 215 magenta, 111 magenta and 215 magenta back into the 4 mm bicon to create the tip at the bottom. And now I'm picking up 215 of silver into the 11 magenta that I have added around this 3 mm pearl. Again picking up 215 of magenta into the 4 mm bicon and the next 3 mm pearl, like this. Now picking up one 11 of magenta into the 4 mm bicon. So you can see this side, we have embellished this side over here, and in the same way we are going to embellish this side as we have done here. We are going to add 15 of magenta in between these bicons, and then 15 of silver we are going to add on the top as we have done here. So I'm going to complete this till I reach this 6 mm pearl over here and come back. So here you can see I have added these embellishment, and now I'm going to add these to this 6 mm pearl. So right now, after adding these beads over here as we did here, right now I'm exiting through this 3 mm pearl, and now I'm picking up 215 of silver into this 11 of magenta, again picking up 215 of silver into the 3 mm pearl and the next 4 mm bicon. And here, as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicon, I'm picking up one 11 of silver and into the next 4 mm bicon, like this, into the 3 mm pearl, picking up 215 of silver into the 11 of magenta, again 215 of silver into the 3 mm pearl and the next 4 mm bicon, like this. Now down through the 3 mm pearl and moving back, and here after exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm picking up 115 of magenta to be added on the top of this 15 of silver into the 3 mm pearl, like this. Again picking up 115 of magenta into the 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicon, like this. So here again we have added these 15 of magenta on the top of the 15 of silver, and now into the 3 mm pearl. Now we will be embellishing the back side of our earring or the other side of our earring. So here we are going to add 15 of magenta as we have done with 15 of silver on this side. So after exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm picking up 215 magenta into 11 silver, again picking up 215 magenta into the 3 mm pearl like this. And now after exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm picking up the set of these 5 beads, one 11 magenta, 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl and one 11 magenta, and into this 3 mm pearl like this. Now picking up 215 magenta into this 11 silver, again picking up 215 magenta into the 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicon like this into the 215 magenta and the 4 mm bicon, again picking up 215 magenta into the 11 silver, picking up 215 magenta into the 4 mm bicon and into these 215s and the next 4 mm bicon. Now we are not adding 15 in between the bicons, we are passing through the 15 that we have added in the last round. So here you can see we are adding 15 magenta on the top only, and we are passing through these 15 added between the 4 mm bicon in the last round. And we would be doing this as we have done on the back side. We added 15 silver on the top here on the back side here, and now we are going to add 15 magenta on the top here, and we are going to complete this till this last set of 4 mm pearls over here and come back. Friends, here I have completed the embellishment of these 3 4 mm pearl component, and after completing this one, right now I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicon, and now I'm passing through this 11 into the 3 mm pearl and into this 4 mm bicon. Now picking up 215 magenta into this 11 silver, again picking up 215 magenta and into the 4 mm bicon. This into the 3 mm pearl, 11 magenta and into the 4 mm bicon. And now after embellishing this bottom tip over here, I'm going to embellish these 3 components with 4 mm pearl till here and come back. And here I have embellished these 3 components, and now after embellishing the last one, right now I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicon now into these 215 magenta into the 4 mm bicon into the 3 mm pearl and now I'm going to embellish these 2 6 mm pearls. So I'm picking up 215 magenta into this 11 silver, picking up 215 magenta into the 3 mm pearl and here after exiting through this 3 mm pearl, I'm picking up one 11 magenta, one 3 mm pearl, one 4 mm bicon, one 3 mm pearl and 1 11 magenta. The set of these 5 beads and into this next 3 pearl like this. Now again picking up 215 magenta into this 11 silver, picking up the next 215 magenta into the 3 pearl like this. So here we have completed the embellishment of this inner heart over here, and now down through the 4 bicon, the 3 pearl into the 15 magenta, and now picking up these 3 beads, 115 magenta, 111 magenta and 115 magenta into this next 15 magenta, just this 15 which is next to the 3 pearl that we have added on the top of this 15 silver like this. And now after exiting through this 15 magenta, moving towards the back side, I'm going to pass through this 15 silver and pick up 115 silver, and here I'm pushing these beads on the top and into this 11 magenta like this, picking up 115 silver and into this 15 silver like this. So this is the top where we are going to attach the loop for our ear hook, and here we are going to attach our drop, this bottom one. Here we are going to attach the drop. So, and now after exiting through this 15 silver, moving down into this 11 silver, the 15 silver and the next 11 magenta like this, and here I'm going to attach the drop. So I'm picking up 11 silver, the drop bead, 4 bicon and 115 magenta. So I have picked up these 4 beads, 111 silver, my oval bead or drop bead, whichever you'll be using, 4 bicon and 115 magenta. Moving down and skipping the 15 magenta, moving up through the 4 bicon and the drop bead. Again picking up 111 silver into the 11 magenta, 15 silver like this, into this 11 silver, up through this 15 silver like this, up through this 15 silver and the 11 magenta. And now into these two 15 magenta, into this 11 magenta and the 15 silver and the 11 magenta. These three beads like this up through these two beads 15 silver and 11 magenta, up through the 15 magenta, these two 15 magenta and into the 11 magenta. So you can see the look over here, and here we have got this nice embellished 3mm pearl, and now we are going to attach the ear hook over here. So I'm picking up 3 11 silver, my ear hook, and here this side. So in this earring, the one that I have already made, this side of the hook is on the side where the pink is dominating, so I'm going to use it this way as I have done in the other earring. And now into the ear hook, again picking up 3 11 silver, back into this 11 magenta like this, stepping up into these two 11s, the first two 11 silver, picking up 1 15 silver, into the 11 silver, the ear hook and the 11 silver, hold it tight, and again picking up 1 15 silver, down through these two 11 silver. Now I'm going to skip the 11 magenta, moving up through these 11 and 15 silver like this, into these two 11s, the ear hook, down through these three beads. Once again I'm going to pass through all these beads. As we are using 11 here, so we can take about 3 to 4 passes easily. Into the 15 the 11 just to reinforce. And now into the 11 magenta at the bottom like this. So here we have attached the ear hook, and after this we are exiting through this 11 magenta, and now down through this 15 silver, into this 15 silver, the 3mm pearl and the 4mm bicon, and here as I'm exiting through this 4mm bicon, I'm picking up 4 15 magenta and into this 11 and the 3 pearl. And now we are going to embellish this portion of our earring. So here, after exiting through this 3 pearl into the 4 bicon, and now picking up 2 15 silver, the set of these 4 beads, 2 15 silver, 11 magenta, 1 15 silver, and into this 11 silver added between the 2 bicons like this. Now picking up 2 15 magenta, and here we have, after this 11 magenta, we have 1 2 3 4 15s. So I'm going to skip the 2 into these last 2 15 silver, down into this 15 silver added between the pearls, and into like this, up to the next 2 15 silver, again picking up 2 15 magenta into the 11 silver, picking up 1 15 silver, up through this 11 magenta like this, picking up 2 15 silver into the 4 bicon. So here we have embellished this side. Now moving back, and now we are going to embellish the opposite side with the beads in the reverse color tone. Here we picked up silver. Now we will be picking up 15 magenta and 11 silver. So I'm picking up 2 15 magenta, 1 11 silver, and 1 15 magenta. The set of these 4 beads, and into the same 11 silver added between the 4 bicon. Now picking up 2 15 silver into these 2 15s, skipping these 2 and into the next 2 15 magenta, into the one added between the pearls, up through the next 2 15 magenta, picking up 2 15 silver into the 11 silver, and picking up 1 15 magenta up through the 11 silver, again picking up 2 15 magenta and into the 4 bicon like this. So you can see we have embellished both the sides of this side of our heart shape, and here after exiting through this 4 bicon into the 3 pearl and into the 11 magenta, and now I'm picking up 3 15 magenta into the 4 bicon and the next 2 15 magenta like this, down through the 4 bicon, 15 O's and the 4 mm bicon into these two 15 O's, 4 mm bicon into the 11 O magenta, 3 mm pearl into these two. Now I'm not passing through the bicon, I'm just moving down into the 215 O magenta, skipping the 11 O at the bottom, up through the next 215 O magenta like this, up through the 3 mm pearl, the 11 O, 4 mm bicon, 15 O's, and the next 4 mm bicon and 15 O's. Like this, you can see the loop at the bottom here. Now, up through the 4 mm bicon, next to 15 O's and the 4 mm bicon. And here, as we have embellished this pearl, now we are going to embellish this one. So I'm picking up 3 15 O magenta, up through the 11 O magenta and the 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicon. Like this. And here again I'm going to embellish this part as we have done over here. So after exiting through this 4 mm bicon, I'm picking up 215 O magenta, 111 O silver and 115 O magenta. Like this. Into this 11 O silver. Now picking up 215 O silver into these 215 O magenta, the one added between the 6 mm pearls, up through the next two 15 O's, picking up 215 O silver into this 11 O silver, like this. Now picking up 115 O magenta, up through the 11 O silver, picking up 215 O magenta into the 4 mm bicon. And now moving back, same thing will be done with the 15 O silver and 15 O magenta. So I'm going to embellish this one as we have done this side and come. And here I'm adding these two 15 O silver and into the 4 mm bicon. So this side is also embellished. You can see the look from both the sides. And now into the 3 mm pearl and the 11 O magenta, and picking up 4 15 O magenta into the 4 mm bicon and the next 3 mm pearl, like this, into these 15 O's and 11 O magenta, down through these two 15 O magenta, up through the 3 mm pearl and the 4 mm bicon, into these 15 O's, 11 O's, 4 mm bicon like this. Moving down through these beads on the edge. And now here I'm tying a double knot. And passing through all these beads on the edge once again. To give a nice sturdy shape, and all these beads on the outer edge. The 4 mm bicon, 15 O's. Once again I'm tying a knot over here. Like this, and up through these 15 O's, 11 O, the 3 mm pearl, 4 mm bicon, 3 mm pearl, 11 O, 15 O. And now I'm cutting my thread out. So friends, here we have completed our gorgeous pearl heart earrings in this stunning fuchsia color. You can see the side with fuchsia with magenta color dominating here, and here is the one with silver color dominating. So both the sides look so gorgeous. Let us take a quick look over the other colorways. This one in amethyst color with amethyst over here and the silver on the back side. Then we have this classic white color, these white beads on one side and champagne on the other side, and the other one in this teal green color with champagne on one side and the seafoam or the teal green color on the other side. And these are very easy to make earrings, and they will look gorgeous with any attire you wear, be it Indian attire or the Western attire. And I'm sure you will enjoy making these and gifting these to your friends and your near and dear ones on the occasion of Valentine's Day. And of course, love treating yourself too with these gorgeous earrings. So friends, if you like my designs and my tutorials, please do subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notified when I'll upload my next videos. Thank you and Namaste.